Oh my gosh, you guys, don't do what I just did and don't freak out. Come on, you guys, let me explain. Hey everyone, good morning, good morning. Welcome all you new folks and welcome back everybody to Loving It on Keto. How is everybody doing? Ah, man, it is crazy, crazy here. And you guys, tell me what I am doing. Is it my clothes that's making my hair static? I'm using the same products on my hair.
Time of the year.
I'm not doing anything, but every time I try to brush it, it goes, it's like electric. I got electric hair, you guys. Today is an OMAD day, which means 1 meal a day, and it's a 20-hour fast, and make protein your priority, okay? We're doing the Kickstart Your Weight Loss for January 2024. Now, for some of you who are new, we have been sick. We got some upper respiratory cootie bug. It was not the C. We both tested negative for that. But in addition to what I had, I got a horrible sinus infection. We both did a round of azithromycin, which is a heavy-duty antibiotic. It kills the good, bad, and the ugly bacteria in your body, including your gut biome. Screws really bad with that. I also am on, and so is Harry, prednisone, which is a steroid. Well, I'm on my second round of it. I'm just finishing that. So for 2 full weeks, I have been taking prednisone, which can affect your weight and your retaining of fluids dramatically. So you guys, this morning I went to take my shower and I went to take off my rings because I take them off to wash my hair so I don't rip hair out wrapping around my rings. Well, I couldn't get my rings off, so I held them under the cold water and plugged the sink, you know, the stopper, and I gradually got them off because normally they wrap around. Matter of fact, I still have ring marks from where, and I took my shower like, what, 2 hours ago?
Yeah.
I still have marks that were where my fingers were. So I made the mistake going to the scale and getting on it. Boy, was that a huge mistake. And then I freaked out because I, in 2 weeks, have gained 7 pounds. I jumped on and off that thing so fast that my hair was on fire, and I screamed, and Harry was like, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" And I got really upset, and then he reminded me, he says, "Honey, you just finished 2, not 1, but 2 doses, 2 full weeks.
2 rounds.
Rounds of prednisone. What do you expect?"
Yeah, you're holding water like crazy.
So I'm like, I can't get my rings on now. I mean, I'm gonna have to wait until I sleep, because usually when I wake up, usually my hands aren't swollen. But don't torture yourself like I did. If your rings aren't fitting, if your clothes are a little tight and you've been taking antibiotics, if you've been taking something like prednisone, if you have inflammation, don't get on the scale because you will freak out.
I haven't got on it at all.
Harry and I decided from this morning's bout, we are doing the rest of this and we're not getting on the scale till the 31st. I want to give my body a chance to let this go through. I want and have made my yogurt, which is Dr. William Davis's Super Gut formula to help replenish my gut biome, all the good stuff before the bad stuff starts growing, because that's what usually happens. That's why people gets the candidus, a yeast infection after a round of heavy-duty antibiotics, because that's what happens. So I've got that all made. Yes, I do, right here. And man, is it thick. It's so pretty. This was out of my Instapot. This is my finished product. This is my yogurt that I made that has the L-reuteri, the cassie, the glyceri, the coagulans, and some yogurt probiotics in it, right? It's so good. Day before yesterday, not today. Yesterday?
Yesterday, you...
Sally and I partook of quite a bit of this.
Oh my gosh. You guys are ridiculous.
It's so, and I got 4 of these. It's so good that we ate. Well, be very careful how much you feed a little teeny dog. Because, you guys, this yogurt, if you have chronic constipation and then you have diarrhea, chronic constipation, if you have irritable bowel, this helps that, right? Yep. It helps it completely.
And it helped the little dog.
Sally comes over to me and she always like puts her little hands on me like, Mama. And I ask her, do you need a drink? And then she does this again. Nope, she's got to go outside. About 2 a.m. in the morning, I'd just gotten to sleep. She started, and I'm talking every hour on the hour. That poor old puppy was outside. Yep. She had diarrhea, and I felt so bad because it was my fault because I gave her the yogurt. Gotta feed him a little bit at a time. Yeah, like a teaspoon to start. You know? Not like she just was just yum, 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 and I'm yum, yum, yum. I was going crazy too. So yeah, it affected me, but not like her. Not like her at all. I have always had chronic bowel issues, either constipation or diarrhea, back and forth, and it depends on a lot of things, but it has regulated me. This little puppy, ooh man, and then she would drink the water, and then she'd come to bed, and she's like, Mama. And I just, all night long, I am exhausted. I got up, took my shower early, did my hair and stuff, and then the ring. So it's just like, oh my gosh, today is just one of those days. It's just one of those days. So.
Well, yogurt is good for dogs.
It's very good for dogs.
But I think what it was is because you had some of the added stuff in there, and she ate quite a bit.
And she ate quite a bit. It's like giving them coconut oil or a little MCT oil, which is really good for everybody, but you don't want to overdo it because it's going to cause issues right away, right?
Well, she's fine now. And
she's been sleeping on her couch probably since after we took our showers, because we all go into the bedroom, we put her on the bed, and one person watches TV while the other person takes a shower. It's this whole routine we do, and she's a part of the routine. Anyway, you guys, so be careful. Animals will love it. I'm sure it's healthy for cats too, but talk to your veterinarian before you do anything with your pet, because your pet may be on medicines or medications or have a condition that the vet needs to know before you add anything new to their diet. Because I'm not a vet, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a medical practitioner of any kind. I'm just telling you for the sake of, I would suggest you go low and slow because of based on what I did with Sally and I. But man, I love that yogurt. And Harry, you have to admit, come over here, because I made it with stevia and a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of vanilla. Tell everybody.
It was really good.
The finished product is really good.
I know that the next one's going to be like fabulous. The next generation.
Yeah, because the first one is a little tart. It is, and he's not a tart and tangy person, not at all. But for Oh Mad Day, I thought I would make something that I haven't made in a while. So I'm going to get out all of my ingredients and everything, and you guys will come back and I'll share. So you guys come back in the next segment when I share. But first I want to turn on my oven, get my light on, make sure everything, okay, it's where I want it. I'm going to turn on the oven because you're going to need one. Yes, indeed. Hey everybody, I am making my stuffed buns. I've been making these for several years. I've made them several different ways, and the nice thing is so can you. If you have about a pound of minced or ground meat, I have my 90% lean, 10% fat ground bison right here. But you can use hamburger, you can use turkey, you can use chicken, you can use any ground, or some people call it minced meat, depending on where you live in the world. Yes, indeed, but I've got about a pound in there, so I'm going to, you can use pork, you can use a mixture, you can use leftovers. Let me put this in the trash, so excuse me, Harry. For the sauce, you can use a white sauce, a pesto sauce, you can use a red sauce, you can use a bottled sauce, a homemade sauce. But the sauce I'm using is I bought the Walden Farms tomato basil dipping sauce. It's sugar-free, 0 calories, 0 net carbs. For 2 tablespoons, it's about 2 carbs. And the ingredients aren't bad. It's water, erythritol, tomato paste, salt, crushed tomatoes, natural flavors. This is the one I'm not so happy about. Corn fiber, xanthan gum, garlic puree, citrus acid, onion powder, gellan gum, tomato concentrate, sodium citrate, basil, and black pepper. So I wanted to share pepper. Did I say paper?
Yeah.
Well, I have to like hold it way out because they make the writing so small. Anyway, is it the best in the West? Probably not. Is it good and does it work for us? Yes, it does. And I need to use it. I've never had it before and I wanted to try it. So I love this. Thank you very much. This was a gift and I use it all the time. I just can't believe the difference between how this little guy works. Now I want to taste it because I asked Harry, do you want Mexican flavored with taco seasoning? Do you want Italian? Do you want more sloppy Joe? What do you want? And he said he wanted Italian. That's another nice thing is you can mix it up depending on what you want flavor wise. So I'm going to taste this real quick. It's got a funky taste.
Funky?
But I can fix it. Yeah. Taste this. It doesn't have any Italian or anything. Yeah. It's just kind of salty and tomatoey.
Is it okay?
Yes, it's fine.
Is it good?
Well, I can fix that. That's what I wanted to know. So I'm going to use a little bit of it and I'm going to fix it. I can doctor it up.
What's the date on that?
Harry, it's fine.
Okay.
What did you think it was going to taste like? Did you taste tomato? Did you taste salt? What did you taste?
Nothing.
Oh, well. I taste tomato and I taste salt. So I'm not going to be, it's salty. I'm not going to be putting in extra salt probably until I use all my other things flavor-wise.
My coffee's about ready.
Probably not going to use the real salt. I'm going to put it away. So would I suggest you buy the Walden Farms? Probably not, but I'm not throwing anything away and I am going to use it. It would be like starting with just plain tomato puree, not paste. Tomato paste is sweeter. You would have to add some ketchup to this to make it that sweet, give it that little sweetness, because to me I taste vinegar, I taste salt, and I taste a little bit of tomato. It's got the gelatin xanthan gum feel to it. So if you're a texture person, it's got that xanthan gum, that gummy feel. They, made it thicker with xanthan gum. So I wouldn't necessarily get it. I'm not, I really have had great success with the Walden Farms. There's just a few that I don't like. And this is one that is neutral. I know I can fix, but I would rather buy a jar of Victoria or the organic one from Costco rather than buy something like this and have to doctor it to death, because it's going to need some spices. Yes, it is. So I'm going to get my hamburger and I'm going to brown it. Yes, I am. And then I'm going to get a spoon to measure this out. I don't know what I'm going to do about my sinus infection because it's still there, isn't it, Harry?
Yep.
It's just driving me crazy. I'm not going to go on another round of antibiotics. I hope I don't have to do any more prednisone, but I am using Z-Cam, which is a nasal spray with zinc in it. That works really well. It dries out the sinuses until the next morning when I wake up, and then they go crazy for about an hour. Anyway, you guys, come back when I have this browned, and we start adding ingredients, herbs and spices, make it nices. Anyway, wasn't a very good rhyme. Come back in the next segment. Okay, so I'm gonna add, I'm gonna turn it down. I'm gonna add some of the sauce. About a quarter of a cup. Just add a little bit at a time and see. I'm also going to add a squirt of unsweetened ketchup by Primal just to give it a little bit undertone of the sweetness. Just one big nice squirt. Another one of these. There's pieces of tomato in there, so you've got the tomato factor. I'm going to do it low. Now I'm going to add in, I have organic northern Italian herbs. I think I got this big one at one of the stores. I don't think I got this one at Costco. I'm going to add a half teaspoon. In the beginning, it's better to add too little and have to add more than to add too much and try to fix it. I'm going to add a half teaspoon of the onion. You can use onion powder, onion flakes. And I'm going to add some zesty PLUCK organ meat blend because it's got a variety of delicious herbs and spices in it. It does have a little bit of Redmond seasoning salt, so I don't want to add more salt than what's already going to be in this. Oops, way too much. Don't want to waste it. And then I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to get my spoon. I'm going to rinse it and do a retaste. Okay, that needs just a little bit more Italian. Seasoning. So a whole teaspoon. Oops, I didn't get all of it. Whole teaspoon. I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm going to add another half, so it'll be a whole teaspoon of onion. For me, for my taste buds, but remember, my taste buds are not doing the best in the West because my sinuses are infected. So you may be a super taster and not need to add as much. And some of the PLUCK garlic for a total of a teaspoon of each item in mine. I'm also going to add some nutritional yeast because we love it. It's got the B vitamins in it and it kind of gives it a nutty, cheesy flavor. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon. And you notice it's thickening up. It's thickening up because there is xanthan gum in the sauce. And there wasn't any fat in the bison. It was just the liquid. And do another taste test. Taste it, Harry. Tell me what you think.
Ooh, that's meaty. It's good.
I told you you'd like it.
Yeah, it's good.
So just adding something as simple as the the organic Italian herbs, the onion, a little bit of garlic, a nutritional yeast, a squirt of ketchup, made it delicious. So I'm going to turn that off and just let it sit here and marry into it and cool off a little bit. And you guys come back for the next part. I'm going to change out my ingredients and get the next products out for the next step. You guys can use your favorite keto bread recipe, or you can use my high protein buttermilk bread version 2.0 recipe, which I'm doing today. It's up to you, but I'm using, for my recipe, it's 1.5 cups of water. And I'm gonna leave that there because in addition to my regular bread recipe, I'm adding 3 ingredients. I'm gonna add organic seasoned salt instead of plain salt. I'm gonna add a teaspoon of onion, a teaspoon of Italian seasonings, and a teaspoon of my organic zesty garlic, because I want the bread to have that Italian savory herbal bread. And I've done herbal breads in the past. There's tons of recipes about the different flavors that I've made and what I've used for them. But for today, this is what I'm doing. So I'm going to just measure out my herbs first and clear the way for the other things I need to use. So I just have a little dish I'm adding this to. My seasoning salt. Of course, I use the one with the short handle. Let me see something a minute. Make sure there's no fats in it, but just to make sure, I'm just going to put it in there. When we go to Costco, guess what I need, Harry, badly? I need some granulated onion because this is going, this is like really.
I have to take the lid off, huh?
Yeah. I just need a little bit more. Kind of can tell. There we go. Onion and Italian. I'll put this on after I have stiff peaks. You do it your way. Some people can add it to the beginning, but I want to make sure I have nice stiff peaks on my bread, so I'm leaving it to the end. That's just me. And once I've got it measured, I probably should have just put it all in here. I didn't even think about it because this is going to be my fats. I always measure my fats separately from the rest of the product so that you get nice stiff egg white peaks. If you don't, and you add fat by mistake to the front of this before they have gotten to be stiff peaks, it won't fluff. It just won't. So let me put this aside and let me get my measuring thing, and I want to put in a teaspoon of cream of tartar, just a level teaspoon. This helps stabilize the egg whites. Put it right into the water. This is where my teaspoon of regular salt would go as well. I put in a tablespoon of allulose. I only need 1. The allulose helps brown the dough. Plus it gives it just that Wonder Bread, that just a little bit of sweet to the recipe. It's delicious. I like it. Gives it some flavor. I'm going to put a tablespoon of gelatin in here. And what I like to do at this point is I like to whip it really good and let the gelatin start to bloom a little bit. Make sure everything's off the bottom of the pan and in the water. Stay. Now I just measure a 6 grams of butter powder. Six grams of butter powder. Actually, there's a scoop in here for my butter. It's about a tablespoon. Depends on how it's packed. I like to be more precise. There we go. 6 grams. I like to do 6 grams of the egg yolk powder. You can use real butter. You can use real cooled melted butter, but you have to put it in at the very end if you don't have any in stock. See how much a tablespoon weighs out. Is it 5 grams or 6 grams in my bread? This I know for sure buttermilk powder is 9 grams. I should probably have my recipe out. I'll put the recipe in the comments down in the description below. Here you go. Buttermilk powder weighs more. 9 grams. And then I put a little less than a tablespoonful. I try to get about 2 teaspoons, 2 to 3. In this case, I'm going to put 3 or a whole tablespoon. 3 teaspoons or a whole tablespoon. In my instructions for the regular bread, I think it says 1 to 2 tablespoons. Now, what I need is to clear this out, get my egg white protein powder on here, zero it out. This scale's a little different. Okay, I need 120 grams of egg white protein powder. There you go. I'm going to take this and just stir it in, because I just find that if I stir it all together before it gets beat, it helps keep it off the bottom and off the sides better. My hands.
I need a handle. I gotta print a handle for that.
Well, it's fine. It's just something I do. Nobody has to do it that way. I just prefer to do that, so there's nothing in the bottom and there's nothing really on the sides that I have to worry about in order to get the egg whites mixed. Then, you guys, I just put my shield on and blend this really well.
You don't have it in yet. Back's not down.
Thank you, dear. You can't see it that good from this angle. Now, I beat it on high until I have stiff peaks, then we'll come back and add these, the fats and the herbs to this. I'm going to stir this up and turn this on. We'll come back when we have stiff peaks. Once you have stiff peaks, turn it down to low. Look at this. And then you just want to add your seasoning and the fats in. A little at a time. Then I like to turn it on high and count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn it off. And then I'm going to take it out. Let me put this over here. Excuse my sniffles. Sniffles, sniffleumphalus. Take my... I'm going to beat this, so hold your ears. Oops. Wash my hands off. Excuse me. So you need to go around the sides and get any of the herbs and spices and fats that didn't get blended in. I always like going down to the bottom, making sure that everything is blended in. You don't want any white streaks. You can't see this, but it's an off-white now. It's a slight cream colored from the herbs. So you could see if there was just plain egg whites in here, because we don't want an egg white streak in the bun. That tends to taste like styrofoam. Doesn't it, Harry?
Yep.
So get it all off the bottom, off the sides, and then I've got a sprayed mesh bun pad, and I've got a silicone pan underneath it, you guys, just to catch anything that goes through as it's cooking. And then I'm just going to take my spoon and I'm going to put some in the bottom of each of these, because I'm going to build a little well to put my meat in. I have to give some more to some of these. I just kind of like to get it started. This is just my way of doing it. Everybody has their own way of doing it. But I've been making these for years now. 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, about 2.
You know, using all the different meats and stuff, and they're really delicious. And they're good cold, too. They're great to take to work in a lunch pail. You can wrap them in a paper towel and microwave them for just like 30 seconds and get them warm. You can eat them room temperature, cool. You know, they just make a great, hearty meal. All I'm doing is building a little well, making sure there's enough in the bottom so that they don't bleed through. And if they do, it's no big deal. Is it, Harry?
Yeah, but you know, I like a little more bread on the bottom.
Yeah?
Because then everything settles on the bottom instead of being in the middle.
Okay, there you go. Make you happy? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you want them topped off nicely, huh?
Yeah.
Let me get this one then. He's right, it does sink to the bottom because it's heavier. It's heavier than egg white, right? Mm-hmm. Than a meringue. Okay, get a little bit, get a little bit, little bit, little bit. Now I'm gonna get my meat, which is cool, and look how nice and thick it is.
Yep.
So
really
it's not gonna saturate the bottom as much.
Yeah, it's not real liquid.
Wet.
Yeah.
Wet is not a good thing to have because you want it dry enough that it stays together and doesn't leak through the mesh. If you guys get my drift about the leaking through part. And I just use my big table spoon. This one's a serving spoon. It's bigger than a tablespoon. It came with my silverware set that I have left. The few that I have left of my old silverware set that's like 50 years old or more.
I know, weird, huh?
It is.
Does he even say that?
I know. It's like, I'm becoming an antique. Yes, I am. Now.
Ah, but you know what? A fine antique.
Well, thank you, dear. I've aged better, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully. Okay, now you just take the rest and you just top them all. And again, I like kind of going and putting a little bit on each. Making sure the sides are tapped in, that I've got it all inside. And you can go as high as you want. They are gonna
expand.
Expand.
Huh? Yeah.
Yes, they are.
It's bread, like.
It's bread.
Yeah.
And they will rise in the oven. Then they'll come down a little bit once you take them out, right?
Yeah. Then they deflate.
Then they deflate a little bit. But they're delicious nonetheless. So you just try to cap them off. Now you can put some cheese on the top of these. You can put some of that salt flakes on top. You can put a little bit of herbs. Maybe I'll put a little bit of herbs on top of this bread. Anyway, you guys, you try to seal it the best you can. so that it doesn't pop off the top. Yes, it's starting to deflate. That's because of the fats in this, but that's no big deal. Trust me. It'll rise a little bit, and that's all you need is just a little bit. And it will still taste delicious. Just want to make sure you've sealed the holes on top so it doesn't pop out the top.
Yeah, I like to get a way to get like crispy cheese on the top.
Yeah?
You know?
Yeah.
If there was a way to do that, that'd be cool.
Well, I could put some Parmesan cheese on top, sprinkle that with some
yeah, that's a good idea.
with some herbs.
Do you have to wait till it's been cooking a while before you do that?
No, I'll put it on right now. Well, I don't know. I've never done it. We'll see. I can't remember if I've done it. I might have. I can't remember if I put the cheese on top, you know?
Yeah.
I try to use my dough up. Yeah, these are going to be pretty puffy, which is good. Which is good.
That'll be great. I can tell already.
You can. Are you hungry?
I can taste it already.
Yeah. Well, when you're on a 1 meal a day, right?
Yeah.
And that's another nice thing. These are going to fill us up nicely. So.
Yeah, you know, just because it's 1 meal a day, I haven't been going over here and reaching into this.
Okay, so let me do this real quick. Let me put a little bit of Italian on here. Sprinkle it because they're fading fast. You could butter them halfway through on top and get that nice soft top, but okay, I'm putting a little bit of Parmesan on this.
Oh yes, let's see how it works out.
Just a little bit. Yeah, I hope it doesn't brown it too much.
Well, that's all right.
Some of these pieces are rolling off. Okay, into the oven it goes for about 20 minutes, you guys. Let's see, 20-25 minutes. Where is it? Start at 20 and you can go to 30. These are pretty full. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do 23 minutes start because they're pretty fat. They're pretty fat and sassy. Anyway, you guys, we're going to clean up, wash the dishes, and come back when we have Italian stuffed meat buns for our OMAD day, Wendy style. They're looking good so far. Come on, let's take a peek. Oh, yeah. Okay, I gotta close the door. Gotta close it, gotta close it. You guys, I took the rest of the meat and the sauce, combined it. I put a little bit of yogurt in it, stirred it together, and made a sauce for us to dip in.
Ooh, nice idea.
I just got it, I just have it covered. I didn't reheat it or anything, and the yogurt may, because you're heating it a little bit, can lose the probiotics, but that's not why I put it in. I just wanted that rich creaminess for it as a sauce to put over the top. So, okay, and it tastes delicious, by the way, Harry. Come taste this.
So, wait. Non-cooking Mel has questions.
Yes, sir.
Why? What made you think of putting the yogurt inside the meat?
Because it adds a creamy texture to it, and I used the rest of the Faye yogurt that was left in there. So it's like about a tablespoon or two, just a little bit. It would be like a sour cream. Okay. Or cream cheese. Here, so taste this. Right. It wasn't my probiotic one, but here, taste it and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, just a little bit of that.
Whoa.
Isn't that good? And here, take a look at it. I just have a little bit in here, you guys, so come look. It's not even a whole pan. I just put about 2 heaping tablespoons in of the rest of the Faye non-fat yogurt in there, just to give it a little creamy texture. And like I said, you can use a little bit of heavy cream. You can use a little bit of cream cheese. You can use a little bit of sour cream. It's up to you, or not any, but it cuts that acid that's in the tomato-based sauce and just gives it a creamy gravy texture. It's yummy. And we're gonna have that to dip our meat-filled Italian buns. Yes, indeed, Italian meat stuffed buns. for today's meal. And Harry can have as many as he likes. Yes, he can, because he's on an OMAD day today.
That's right, my one meal.
So you guys, we'll see you when it's Italian stuffed meat buns. Yes, indeed. I ended up cooking them for 30 minutes because they were so dense with filling and everything, you guys. And 30-minute timer just went off. So let me take a look. Oh, those look beautiful.
Oh,
they
yeah.
smell amazing,
oh
you guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, you guys, we have to let these sit because we don't want to pull them out of the mesh yet.
Yeah, too hot.
They're too hot. I'll burn my hands. So I'm going to do about 10 minutes. And then we'll come back. But Harry, take a peruse on this because this is just amazing. They're beautiful. The cheese worked really well. Look at those. Look at those. Look at those. Oh, yeah. They smell amazing, don't they?
Yep.
So in order to cool them off,
Now I'm hungry.
I'm going to pull the net part over onto the cooling rack so that they cool down a little bit. And the air gets underneath them like that. There you go. Okay, let me turn off the oven and let these babies sit. I'm so excited. If you have to have one meal a day, let it be a good one. And these are going to be fabulous.
Oh yeah, this would be great.
They're going to be delicious. Man, I can just, delicious. Yes, yes indeed. Kids will love these too, you guys.
Oh yeah.
They really will. You can make them as simple as chopping up ham, right?
Yeah.
Ham, cheese, and eggs. Stuffing your bun with that. And with a little bit of cottage cheese or cheese, that'll melt through that. Take them, wrap them up, give them to the kids for their lunch. They'll love you for it, and they're delicious. And they're healthy and nutritious too. So you guys, see you in 10 minutes. Putting the sauce in our little dishes, because it's delicious. Now, what you need to do is you need to peel. You need to push and peel at the same time. So come on over here. You need to peel it back and just push it up at the same time. Kind of peel it and push it at the same time.
Oh yeah, come out nice.
Look at that, you guys. Oh, man. Push and peel. I did spray these with avocado oil spray. My bad.
Thin one.
My bad.
Yep, thin one. That's what happens when they're too thin.
These are beautiful. That's why when you get to the bottom, peel them really slow. Like slowly. Kind of push it in at the same time you're peeling it. Perfect. Perfect. They smell amazing, you guys. Amazing. Don't they, Harry?
Yep.
Peel them slowly. And I always use the silicone mat, but you guys, let me wash my hands real quick. So let me cut one so you guys can see. Which one do you want, Harry?
Oh, either one's fine. Yeah, there you go.
Look at that, you guys.
Yeah, man.
So this is what Harry and I are having for our OMAD day, and he can have 3, 4, 5 if he wants to. and our dipping sauce, but I want him to come over and taste test the sandwich for you and the sauce. Got to get it before it gets too runny. Wow.
Let me in.
Let you in.
Let me in. Okay. Look at that. You got the sauce and stuff to go with it.
Oh, yeah. Let me see the middle again. Let's peruse that, baby. Yep, that's perfect. Yep. I think you're going to have to cut it with a knife or pick it up and dip it. You don't really need it because it's a sandwich.
Right.
It's a bun.
Hold it like a boat. Mm-hmm. That's really good.
Is it? I've changed my mind. I think I like the Walden's tomato basil sauce for several reasons, and I'll explain after Harry gets through. Okay, Harry, you're going to be eating more, so come over here. I think you liked it. Mm-hmm. Here. Is it what is it? 1 to 10? What would it be? 9? Wow. That good, huh? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't ever give 10s.
Don't say
never.
I feel
like there's always room for improvement.
Don't say never. I like that Walden's tomato basil dipping sauce because plain, I wouldn't eat it, but everything that I did to it, the thickness, the xanthan gum, the product itself is perfect for this. I mean, look at how nice that is. It's nice and thick. It's moist and delicious, and not dry, and held together really, really well. It took a little bit of seasoning to get it where I like it, and you may like it just where it is. So I say it's a win-win. Anyway, everybody, we're gonna go eat now. We'll see everybody in the next segment. You guys, those were amazing.
Wait, I gotta say something.
Okay.
Okay, so those were way too good. If you like, if you pick up your puppy.
Okay, pick up my puppy.
If you like sloppy joes or something like that, the way she just made these with the meat and everything, perfect for that. I mean, it was excellent.
That sauce was amazing.
Oh, the sauce just, I kept dipping it in.
I think that the Walden Farms tomato basil didn't give you that like real tomatoey like Italian red sauce does.
Right.
So the meat came through.
Yeah.
And it was delicious. I'm going to buy another jar of that when I want to make this.
Good. I guess it's good use for a base.
Yeah, it was delicious.
If you want to add a lot of your own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
So
it was
really good. Yeah, it was excellent. I give it a 9 out of 10. I never give nothing a 10. I always feel there's always room for improvement.
Oh, you sound like my old boss.
XGI, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Anyway, you guys, Sally came to say goodnight. We're going to close out, but I'm going to make a loaf of my bread because we don't have any, and I'm going to take out one of my turkey breasts that I have that's frozen and defrost it for next week to get ready. Anyway, you guys, please remember to like, subscribe, or ring that little bell. Give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you right here tomorrow. Sally wants to say goodnight. Say goodnight. Yeah. Are you feeling better? You've been sleeping all day.
Oh, you know me. I like to sleep.
So she got a full stomach.
Yes. Okay, Sally, I hate to tell you, but this is your last beef and lamb carnivore.
This is it. All there is.
What do you mean that's all there is?
It's all there is of the carnivore dog, beef and lamb.
That's it. No more.
At least for now.
Yeah, for now.
Mommy's finger.
We all got to go on some kind of a,
back on track.
Back on track kind of thing.
Are you, Mark? Say go. Woo! She's getting a little fluffy, so we're going to be sticking more closer to the skinless, boneless chicken. Yes, we are for a couple weeks. And after what happened to me today, and I'm freaking out, it's just like, whoa, man. Oh, you guys. I'm okay. Can't get my rings on. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Tomorrow's another day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
What, you want more?
Can I have some more?
Honey, I don't have any more. Would you like your dinner?
Yeah, I'll take dinner.
Okay, you gotta tell your papa that.
Ah, make me dinner. Please.
All right, I'll make it right now.